See, we're already having fun. That's how
So
this show
much
works.
fun.
We're just laughing. And for the person that commented on our podcast saying, see, you had to explain your show as a comedy show. That's how unfunny it is.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, well, I didn't
Oh,
know
I
you could
hope
block
someone
people
thought
on
this was
YouTube, but now I found out you can.
I hope someone thought this was educational.
Imagine wasting your life just so we can read it. And it's not even bothering. It's just, it is what it is, man. It's more power to you. You're doing what you love. You know what I mean? I guess that's what it is. I don't know.
No, I'm motivated to make your life better. That's what I give a fuck about.
Which sounds like a bully. And guess where bullies are from?
Ooh.
School. Oh, look at me, transition Magoo. Today we're going to talk about schools and maybe debunk the school systems if they're necessary. I think it will just end up in us telling terrible tales because that's all school really is. Stories that you think built your character, but really were just like a verbal molesting. You don't need them, but you're like,
Not
I'm
just
stronger
verbal.
now. You would have been strong anyway. We didn't need it. Brandon, how do you feel about schools and the school system? You and I talk about this a lot. The school system, let's not get into the this year Google Meet COVID world, but
Like
what
real
the school
school.
system normally is when we're not all hiding from the Chinese.
Yes, definitely. Well, I think if anyone's really interested in this, but they're probably not, but if you are, I would say look into
I just love the confidence there. If you're really
John.
interested, I'm sorry, I forgot what show I'm on. No, you're not. All right.
Yeah, I know you don't give a shit, most of you, but look
See,
into
that guy's not even interested in his own show.
I'm not.
Is it a comedy show? The guy's name is John Taylor Gatto. He's passed away, I think, just last year.
He was good on Home Improvement.
Loved him. Favorite one.
Teen heartthrob, and then
Man.
became gay.
And wait, did he really? I never understood. Was he actually gay?
You understand gay? It's when you love
I
another
don't
man.
understand gay.
He doesn't understand himself.
Dave Hintz Thomas.
If it's gay to love the sweaty feel of another man, well, then I guess I do know what gay is.
I spent the weekend with you. Oh, real quick. Dave,
Yeah,
were
hit
you
me.
there when Darren Rivera showed me the pictures he took of me?
Oh my God, it was so fucking. He came over.
Well, let me get into this quickly
All right.
before we go any further. This weekend, I did some shows with Dave, and it was great. We had literally for both shows, if they could be
A
sold
real
out by
crowd.
capacity, what the world is, we sold out 2 shows.
Yeah.
Like, we were in front of a lot of people. Now, the casino can't hold the 300 it can normally hold, but about 150 people so that they had to turn people away for the casino, which was awesome. Me, him, and Rivera. The night before, got to work with Brian Bowden, who is just America's sweetheart. He's
So
the
good.
greatest man. It's such a great performer, but the 3 of us got to do a brewery in Colchester, and they treated us great. The audience was awesome. It felt good to do comedy. It was great for Dave and I to bullshit and talk. We drove up on Saturday. Sunday, we didn't drive up together. Brandon and I drove up with Dion on Sunday. And so we went up, and the normal thing there is, like someone will take pictures of each other on shows or whatever. I've been feeling good about myself. I've been
Well, that was your first mistake.
last week we discussed that we all weigh the same weight, but it's different. One is the porridge is too cold, one porridge was too hot, and one porridge is just me. You know what I mean? I'm feeling fine. Brandon's emaciated and kind of like you're getting ready to be in Philadelphia too, and Dave is a pudgy bitch.
Just getting
Ready
fat.
for the brave new world,
at
baby.
185. It all fits. Anyway, I had put on a pair of khakis because I recently said, "Oh, I look good in these khakis," and I wore a sweater. And I was at the casino, and I felt good. And people were saying, "Pat, wow, most of the pandemic look bad. I trimmed up nice. My glasses look good. I was looking dapper as this thing can be. Feeling good. Going on stage, telling the jokes. People reacting. I come off stage, and Darren's like, "Hey, I got some pictures of you." I'm like, "Oh, great," because I didn't get to see it. And he goes, "Hey, by the way," and he's all proud of it. By the way, I'm not going to get into too much what Darren told us, but Darren's very happy, very in love. He's got a great future in his life coming up. Things that he'll announce someday, but whatever. He's got his new girl with him.
He's
new
gay?
To me.
Oh,
I haven't met her, but
Love you,
she
Darren.
is wonderful, very nice, very pretty. It just seemed like they hit off wonderfully. She's standing over about 10 feet away. Dion's standing there, Dave's standing there, and he comes over and says, "I got these pictures of you." And my man, you shouldn't wear skinny jeans if you got a big piece. And I go, "What?" Now, I am on this show and people know me from other things, everything I do, people are like, nothing bothers Pat. People that know me know one thing bothers me. You don't hear me joking about sex or things like. It's the one thing I was raised Irish guilt with. You don't really joke about it. I don't really like it when people do sexual jokes on stage, and I really don't like to discuss. Like Dave was with me on a show on Saturday where I quickly made a joke about being Irish and then said I had a tuna can for a cock, and then felt so weird by weirdly, even though that's not a compliment, kind of complimenting my girth, that I said, no, not that it's thick, it smells. And I had to say that just to put myself down. And people were laughing. I did it 2 nights in a row, advertising my stinky dick. I don't know. Anyway, so Darren's like, yeah, in those pants, man, your piece, you had nothing in your pockets. I'm like, well, no, Darren, what are we doing? And I looked over at his girl and I go, did he show you this? She goes, yeah, he did. And I'm like,
what you missed is before he took the pictures, he comes over, I'm sitting with Dion. He comes over and just out of the blues he goes, yeah, man, I can't stop at Pat's dick.
And Dave, in his defense, he said, you said, oh, it's not just me.
Oh, yeah. I was right there with him. Like, yeah, hey, man. I'm just glad someone else said it.
By the way, this is why I like my friend Dion. After the show, Dion did not talk about that. Dion, because he watches everything I do, goes, you kind of lost them here and here. You didn't really do great. I'm like, oh, thanks, Dion. I had a little bit of self-esteem. I thought I did fine. But okay, thanks for letting me know I lost. He goes, you know you can do better than what you did. I'm like, all right, whatever. But anyway, so I go.
Half the crowd was staring at your dick.
Darren goes, you got to see this. Darren opens up his phone and has 10 pictures with my head cropped out and kind of my torso, but really just my lower waist, my cock. He's just got my piece, 10 pictures. So I say to him, can you send me some of the regular pictures? He goes, oh, I have nothing that's not zoomed in. In his phone, he just had 10 pictures of my Johnson in my khakis. He's like, come on, man, it's cool. He's like, come on, this is bros helping out, bro. I'm like, and I looked at her and I was like, I think I'm stealing your man. I don't know what's happening here. I think we're all going to live together now. And she goes, yeah, I don't know what's happening. I go, he's like, come on, man. I love Darren, but that threw me off for like a day.
No, it's like when someone when someone in the group has like a fake leg and you're all trying real hard not to mention it. And then someone's like, are we going to talk about the fact you got a peg leg?
I do not stuff my pants, Dave. What are you saying?
I call shenanigans. This is bullshit. It's Dave, fake peen.
If I did that, I don't think I'd be as uncomfortable as I am about this. I'd be like, oh, you've noticed. I'm happy I pitched a tent in there. I don't know what was happening. But then he sent them to me anyway. And I haven't erased them yet, but I just forgot them. I've got 7 or 8 pictures of my dick in my phone.
You gotta save those.
People listening, not my dick.
Well, I mean,
on stage, in public. And I don't know. I guess it looks flattering. I don't know. I guess it was just the way the pants were folding. I don't know. And I'm sure anybody I ever dated or slept with in life is like, yeah, it was probably 3D. Because they're probably like, this is not real. Because no one's going to agree with it. I don't
Photoshop.
Pat, I don't think it's weird to have 7 or 8 pictures of your dick on your phone. I mean, Brandon's got like what, 9?
Brandon and I have discussed this. We are not dick sending folk.
Yeah.
I don't understand that either. Like
that we don't do it.
No.
I don't understand. Why don't you guys?
Dave, it's your opening bit.
Yeah, but that's not me sending it. Well,
I have a dick.
I don't actually.
And they're very similar, It's kind of like you send
how are they this
people
similar?
I don't want them anyway. Like you literally say it.
Yeah, I don't do it.
You point to your cock the second your bit starts.
Yeah, I don't send pictures of my cock. I don't send pictures of my cock.
You say it
mental images to the entire audience.
That's right. I take the Hitchcockian approach.
Hitchcock.
Whatever they imagine is much scarier than real life.
Worst tow truck company name ever.
Hitchcock Towing.
No, thank you.
We'll pull in your junk.
I'll walk, but thank you.
Yeah, I'll sit in the car.
Oh, I would do the Reverend Towing. Reverend Towing, get hitched.
So basically,
Thanks, Brandon.
Bringing us back around to this whole schooling thing, I could sum it up.
Yeah, I just wanted to get
really
the part
quickly.
where Dave was like comfortable with men holding him, and I'm not even comfortable with a man kind of saying something okay.
I think I don't know if you guys heard that last joke because apparently my screen froze because you guys didn't react in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, so it will happen that way again.
What I said was,
if you tell it again,
Reverend
you'll think
Towing,
it froze.
Because my slogan would be Reverend Towing, get hitched. Because like married, because he's a reverend. It must have froze again. One more time. Let me because I'm not sure if you guys are getting it.
All right. So anyway, schooling thing bring us back around.
No, Dave, fucking tell it again.
Reverend Towing, everybody. It's
I told this joke on stage to a terrible woman that I had to yell at and scold on the show, but I'll say it to Dave right now. If you were a Native American, your name would be Screeching Halt. That was fun though, right, Dave? Before we get to the school thing, I had fun this weekend.
It was dude, it
was great to be in front of people and tell jokes. And
yeah,
I got to do a lot of time. It was
you did. That was great.
Use the thing. It was fun. We had fun.
Yeah.
I pitched an open mic to somebody Friday.
Really? What'd they say?
Really?
Somebody in I'll just be too specific, but it's like in the Valley area, and it's kind of like a Polish American club, something like that. And they said they're okay with no masks. And I was like, and he knows, and I'll just say he knows you, Pat. He went to college with you. I was playing poker with him Friday night at RJ's house, just a friend of a friend.
Say who it is? I don't know.
Yeah. He said he played rugby with you, short dude.
There's a lot of those. I don't know who lives around here. Brian Hopkins?
Crazy animal. No, his name was Bob.
Oh no.
Yeah, like a nut. But he was cool. I mean, now he's
Bob's nuts.
Do rugby players tend to be short dudes?
Do you know he ended
There's
up
different size people, but yeah, there's a lot of that play.
He was at a Patriots game and he ended up on a live broadcast of Opie and Anthony, like when Patrice O'Neal was around or whatever, and he stole some kid's thing and he was like talking all this shit. Yeah, he was telling us the whole story about it.
Yeah, I'm better than that. I actually sat in the chair that Patrice sat in and talked with Anthony Cumia several times, but okay.
Did it still smell like him?
He loves you though, Pat. He's like a huge fan.
I know. I ended up working with Bob at the Cellos, I think, if we're thinking of the right guy. And does Bob still have a ridiculous drinking problem?
He was talking a lot about it, but he wasn't really drinking much that night, so I don't know. But I know he says it's a bad idea for him to drink. So he told some crazy stories.
If we're gonna say one thing here, it's a bad idea for Bob to drink.
Well, anyway, so there's some hope there. Maybe we'll get an open mic going in that area.
I will not go to it.
So,
fuck Bob. No, I'm kidding. I will go. It would be great to have something around here. Dude. I've had people hit me up. Ed Seward of Ed Seward fame hit me up and said, "Hey, Pat, when the mics are back, I'm ready. I've been working on my act." And I have not responded to that. I don't know. As
we only respond on the podcast.
60-something-year-old man who's never finished a joke a day in his life, and he just whatever. All right.
Good old Ed Seward.
So school, basically what I did. So John Taylor Gatto's a guy to look into. He did a book. He wrote a book. I can't recall the name now, but I'll think of it as I'm going along. But anyway, he got
Is he related to John Taylor Thomas?
No, it's his.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas was a fucking hot teen. He ended up being gay.
Which one was that?
He was on Home Improvement. He was the guy we discussed 5 minutes before. I told the whole story about my dick.
Oh, that's why you're making the Home Improvement jokes. All right. Yeah.
If I was going to start a towing company, I don't even know where Brandon went. How did you do that?
I went to the fifth dimension. All right.
Don't start Dave on dimensions.
Oh, so yeah. So look into I think it's called something like Dumbing Us Down or something. But anyway, what he found out was our modern schooling is based on a system that was adopted from the Prussians, where they wanted to make very good soldiers. So
they made a terrible impression on me.
Yeah. What are you Prussian in here for? You're Prussian up against my balls. What am I supposed to do? Yeah.
That's my impression of Baryshnikov. He was the white version of Gregory Hines. Remember they were in that movie White Knights?
Yes. Oh my God, what was that movie about? Because it had to do with.
Dance.
But I'm thinking of the
Russian
one.
dancer was coming here as a spy and or trying to get away from the other Russian people and being helped out by another spy. And they're also really sweet at dancing.
I was thinking of the one where Gregory Hines is a cop with Billy Crystal.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
That was a great movie that I don't remember the name of.
Gregory Hines
is awesome.
Was really good when they could make him dance and do something. And
yeah,
you know how like Nick Nolte is like the better one, and then Busey is like the lower version. It's kind of if you can't get Nolte, you get Busey. Yep. Ben Vereen was the Gregory Hines of that. Like so, they couldn't get Gregory Hines to be in Webster, so Ben Vereen was Webster's uncle.
Webster's dad.
Yeah, and then Ben Vereen would just show up in things and go, "I can dance," and then he'd just be like, "All right, I'm kind of Gregory Hines."
It was it was the Elvis playbook. Like, all right, are we gonna have a movie? Sure. Is he gonna sing? Yep.
Well, can't get him. What about Roy Orbison? He looks like
what about who?
Elvis. If your grandma wanted to be Elvis.
How about Conway Twitty? Can we get Conway Twitty?
There's nothing wrong with little Conway Twitty.
You have $7 in a Slim Jim?
No.
Then you can't get Conway Twitty.
Damn it. That's how Family Guy got him.
I have the money, just not the Slim Jim. Damn it.
Hey, Conway, can you think of a cooler last name? What's wrong with Twitty? I don't know. Everything. If you were in school, they call you Conway Titties.
Oh, what was the
or Conway Shitty?
That's a good one. What were some of the best, worst nicknames from your school?
Don't do it. If anyone does the hack joke, I will come through the Zoom and
what's the hack joke? Where you just say fag?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You list 3 things. It'd be
potatoes,
fat oats, or potatoes, or Quaker, or fag.
Wait, what was that last one? Frank Oates.
Fag Oats.
That's actually pretty good.
It's Fag Trick to you. Fag Trick James Oates Jr. That's
we had
the worst kind of trick at the Fag Trick.
We had a teacher named Martin Glasser, and he said that when he was a kid, everybody used to call him Fartin' Gasser. That's pretty good.
It's as good as your towing joke.
That one, what towing joke?
Ladies and gentlemen, Podophiles is brought to you by Vanishing Cream.
I really want to know, Brandon, how you're doing that, because it's kind of mesmerizing.
Yeah, it's
how do
my
you do
secret.
That?
It's a secret. So anyway,
can I do that?
Listen to me.
Tell him how to do it so he can just stop talking.
No, I have
Did I do it? Is that it?
It's not on Zoom. He's got something on his camera.
I don't have a green screen setup. I have the adaptive green screen setup. So I'm just.
What's that?
It's a different option on Zoom.
Do I have that option?
2021.
Hey, how annoying was Dave Hintz in school? It's like we're turning to page 12. Can we turn to page 11? Dave, we're just going to go to page 12. I like page 11. Page 11 was a pretty good page. Did anyone else see the movie version of Raisin in the Sun? I saw the movie version, and man, there were a lot of black people in it. Yeah, Dave, we know. That's kind of what it was. No, I'm not bothered by that. My dad said they're fine folk. Some of them. There's other ones they have a name for. Dave, we know. We're going to go to page 12
My dad said there are a couple of good ones.
We're going to go to page 12. My dad even said that some of the women he would let them lay in his bed. I'm not sure what that means at all. Page 12, Dave. David, page 12.
I always got that.
The Prussians.
It's a pleasure to have in
Brandon. Class. The Prussians.
All right, so the Prussians were sick of losing all these wars. Back then, war was a little different. It was more of like they would line up and they just had. It was more about discipline and feudal lords. But anyway, let's not get too lost in that. But it was like horseback and stuff, and it wasn't like the modern warfare we see today. So they're looking for people who are better disciplined. So they basically what they wanted to do was take the children away from the parents. So they would take them away from the parents and put them in these indoctrination, and they would call it school. So a couple of the robber
like Krampus.
Yeah, like Krampus.
Taking the children from the parents. I couldn't think of
Yes.
what evil Santa Claus's name was.
Exactly. Well, that's what the
Krampus.
government has been known to do. They do it to Native Americans. They did it up to like the 60s and 70s. It was crazy. They would just go there and say they were child services and take the children away because it's a good way to break the cultural. So if you have a group or a population within your population, if you're a government and you want to control a smaller group, like and they're not totally under control, that's what you could do. You just take their children away and then you destroy their entire culture and you homogenize them and put them onto fucking MTV and,
That means to make
whatever.
them all gay.
Yeah, that too. Well, whatever.
Some you
Sodomites bring in the porn. Really. You just have to bring in the porn. Honestly, that's the.
Some were born ready.
So some guys like the Rockefellers and all these lovely people saw that going on in the 1800s, and they're like, we want a population of people, because so many more people were like homesteaders. They were kind of like people that could fix it all, like a jack of all trades, kind of like Dion is. People were very self-sufficient. So a good way to get more factory workers and people who wouldn't be is to put them through this indoctrination. So in one way or another, it got adopted and the government pushed it. And it got to the point where in Massachusetts, there's holdouts, like on Cape Cod, there's holdouts. Like I think it's Barnstable was one of the last. And they actually had federal troops come in to force kids to go to school and take them away from their parents. It was
Barnstable is a good either butler name or name for a
Barnstable.
dog. Like I would name my boxer. This is my boxer, Barnstable. Barnstable, sit. I like that.
Hey, what's your job? I force kids to do stuff.
Right? That's what I'm saying. So it's funny when people get so scared now because
kid enforcer. Hey,
like this,
what are you? How old are you? 17. Push. Oh, how old are you? 18.
You're good.
Be on your way.
Show me some ID. I don't have 13. Oh, right. Are you?
Oh.
Yes. Do you want to do something? Well, I'm going to make you. Kid enforcer.
Imagine that.
It's a sidekick.
Or the National Guard, and then you have to force kids to go to school. Yeah.
They didn't use the National Guard to force kids to go to school. They used the National Guard to let the black children go to school with the white kids.
Well, yeah, that was later. Yeah. So basically, so also what John Taylor Gatto was talking about was in
his sidekick child wrangler. Hey, child wrangler. I'm gonna get him in. We'll ride him up, rope up, get a little dog here, get a little coyote, get in there, get him inside, get him in the pen, get him listening. Me, child wrangler.
Sounds like a new line of kids' jeans. Child wranglers. Yeah,
that's like my problem. My dad's side, my DNA is full of kids' genes.
So apparently,
won't stop making children.
Oh, never mind.
So John Taylor Gatto was talking about how there's a whole different way to educate your children.
Oh, that was the guy from Home Improvement.
Yeah, the kid from Home Improvement's dad.
Oh my God! Did you hear he started his own towing company?
Yeah, I did. It was called Vanishing.
I want to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Woo.
I want to be able to do that for real, but I feel bad.
The worst part about Dave's joke is that you don't need to be a reverend.
That's not the worst.
You literally can just call it, church towing.
Yeah.
We'll get you hitched. Like you don't have to become ordained.
No, it's
to run a towing company.
If it was, you could just.
Or the dumb joke would be, did you hear about that guy who has a tow truck company that you can also get married at? It's called Getting Hitched. That'd be the fucking joke. Not your bullshit where you get Reverend Run, whatever you're doing on.
We will get you hitched to your dirty bitched.
Reverend Towing.
So there's a whole way to educate children. This is how they're educated in elite boarding schools, like people who are politicians' children, rich people's children, and they're actually taught how to get things done, how to communicate with people, how to get what they want from people. Skills like this, they're taught the trivia method, which we've talked about before, which is you take your grammar and then you run it through your logic and then you do rhetoric, where we're taught in school, we're taught to get our validation from external sources. So we're taught to look at facts in our environment and run it through ideology. Hang on, Dave. Run it through our ideology first. And if it doesn't meet up with our ideology, then we let it go. But the other way is to see if it makes sense. And if it's true, and if it is, then you hold on to it. And if you have beliefs that you see that aren't true, you have to let go of them. Go ahead, Dave.
If I was going to start a marriage company, I'd keep the same slogan. I'd call the company.
Yeah, I muted Dave. Enough of that shit. Here's my thing with school, okay? Here's my thing with school right now. Schools, as you and I have done, yeah, the whole Prussian thing, whatever. But here in America more so, schools were developed and made to get people ready to do factory work. That's what they were made to do. They were there to get you ready. I mean, I've talked about this on stage.
Yep.
And
exactly.
I'm asking him to unmute. He has to do himself, I think. But where is he? Now I feel bad. Can you hear me, Dave? Asked to unmute. There you go. So the schools are set up that way. That's why you get there early. That's why there's bells that ring. That's why there's structure in a small room and moving from place to place to get you to do the things like you would do at a factory. Altered state.
Altered state.
You wrote backwards, stupid.
Well, I thought my camera
anyway.
was mirrored.
You've been able to talk for a minute. Anyway, let me just get through this. School systems, the way they're set up now, are not set up for now what we're doing in the world.
Agreed.
Okay, most people, and I make this joke on stage, so it's not true.
I would have to disagree, but continue, and we'll get back to that point. But go ahead.
What is that?
Oh, now I'm curious.
I didn't hear you said.
Oh, I said I disagree kind of to a point. I agree with what you're saying, but I think it does serve the exact function of what the government wants, and it's to create loyal people who will listen to them. But go ahead.
No, okay, but I'm not going to the. You always go to the mind control thing. I'm not going.
Yeah. Oh, I get you. I see what you're saying.
There's no disagreeing with what I'm saying. It's just that
it doesn't serve the needs of the people, is what you're saying. Like it doesn't serve your needs. It's like it's obsolete for us.
It doesn't serve the. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
It doesn't serve the American economy because we aren't doing the factory jobs. We're outsourcing those. We're doing those. People aren't going to those jobs anymore. We're training them to work at a thing they can't do. If you want to do it right, we should be doing what we're doing in COVID times right now. We should be teaching them to stare at a computer for 8 hours to 10 hours a day because that's the job that we're doing now. More people are being online doing their work that way, and we can get them to do more work from home and things like that and get more out of workers and things by doing that. They really shouldn't be putting in these classes because kids now aren't asked to do that anywhere else. When they get out of school, they won't be doing that. So it's not about that. It's about the new mind control should be staring at this. That's what they're doing. And that's why I think once this is over in the quarantine, they're not going to go back because A, teachers are worthless and they aren't needed. I've said that a million times. And B, Mexicans are in the factories anyway. That's where they're supposed to be. They hop in. We saw them all run through the gate the other day on the news. They are quick. Even the little Dora ones, they're in there. I think
you're absolutely right, Pat.
And the difference, so the new mind control should be that, and that's what we're heading to anyway.
Exactly, and I'll add to
the
this.
New mind control should make us Mexican.
I'll add to what Pat just said, and I'll just totally ignore Dave, and I'll just say that
basic control.
I totally agree, and I think that it's not. Well, you could say to yourself, "Oh, is it just a coincidence that the world was moving to this way, and then all of a sudden this virus comes and shuts everything down, and wow, what a great now everything's cheaper, and the government can spend less money to
not
spout
cheaper.
their mind control." It's not. Oh well, not yet, but it will be.
No, dude. The economy's going to tank. Everything's going to get more expensive because the dollar's going to.
No, I'm talking about this form of education is cheaper for the government to sustain, is what I'm saying for them because they're out of money, man. They don't have any money. All our tax money goes to pay exactly. But what I'm saying is all our tax money goes just to pay the interest on the debt, and they don't even need our tax money because they print the money and basically they just put decimals into a computer, so they don't even really need our tax money. It's just a way to control us. You see what I'm saying? It's a way to make us think we're contributing when no, our tax money doesn't even cover the interest on the debt. It's like 30 trillion. And then with these things called unfunded liabilities, which are all these guarantees the government's made for like pensions and like Social Security and all this stuff, it's up to like 300 trillion or something silly. So all our grandchildren are just like chained in this debt. So I think that's what they're going to, that's why they're changing all this, because they need a different way to do it or whatever. I hate to just say they, because I really feel that's what the people kind of ask for, because people just jumped right on board with this. If people just said no and said, this is stupid, this doesn't make sense, we're not doing it, the government would have said, okay, but they said, fine, everyone wanted it and they went along with it. So, I'm trying not to be a victim here is what I'm saying. You know, like I always talk about the government and how they're like controlling people, but I really think it's more of the government just gives the people the control that they put up with and they'll handle and they really want at the end of the day. You know, it's like that security that they want.
Well, yeah, dude. You went to school not because you wanted to, it's because you had to. And if someone was like, let's ditch school, you said no unless they had a good other
Dude,
plan.
you know what I said to
You
my
ever
mom
ditch?
the other day? Oh, dude, you know what I said to my mom the other day? And this was exactly true. I had to go to
Then do you
school.
want apples? Because I was there.
I had to,
store,
I had
like,
to,
you want apples? She's like, yeah, apples. Are good. I was there.
I had to go to
Who
school.
doesn't like apples?
I had to go to school on senior
Pigs.
skip day because I missed so many
Because
days
the
of
second they
school.
see an apple, they're like, fuck. Pig roast time.
So I had to
see
go
a
to
pig
school on
eating
senior
apples.
skip day because I missed so many days of school because I was there exactly enough to graduate and that was it. Like one more second if I wasn't there, I wouldn't have graduated. So yes, I did skip school a lot, Dave.
I had a moment where I wasn't sure if I was going to graduate.
Oh yeah, me too.
We did the pre-graduation, like they got all the graduating class together in the auditorium for a rehearsal. And Gary Munir, just the largest man on the face of the planet, like 6'5", 300 pounds, deep booming voice. I slide in late and just pick a seat.
Into his
And I'm
butt.
hoping, like, I don't know if I'm going to graduate, and I'm hoping that it's going to be fine. And Gary Munir walks up behind me, puts his hand on my shoulder and says, I'm surprised to see you here. And I thought I was fucked. And then he tells me, you're supposed to be sitting down there with the H's. That's how I learned I was going to graduate.
They had a large man, like,
yep,
mice and men just walk around going, yes, go with the H's.
Yep.
Thank you, Lenny.
He was a big dude.
As you put it, the largest man in the world.
Yeah.
6'4".
You can't name
His
one
Shaq's
man
not
larger.
live.
I'm 6'4".
The NBA, small guys are 6'4".
Yeah, the biggest guy ever on record.
To have ever been in Dave's butt.
Yeah.
No,
Dave picked
God,
his
no.
seat. This
Yeah, I
heaping of a hunk of a man walks over.
I was actually
rubs
trying
my
to
shoulders, and I knew then I was fucked. That was Dave's story.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to figure out how I was going to get that part of the story out of my head later. Ooh.
Yeah. Speaking of head, Dave was like, and that's how I graduated.
If only. God.
Hey, at least the story had a happy ending.
Oh, I see what you did there. Not for
Dave
me.
jerked off the world's largest man.
And then he realized he would have
Took
graduated.
3 hands. Dave's 2 hands and Rodney Dangerfield's open hand behind him.
Hey, what do you think that thumb was doing?
Getting no respect.
Oh, he got respect there.
Talk about green thumb. I got brown thumb. Hey, poop. I went to 3 high schools in 5 years.
Did you really? What'd you do?
Nothing crazy, but I started off at Cheshire High, and after my sophomore year, they were like, we don't really want you to, you're going to have to stay back, and we're not throwing you out, because I just wouldn't go to school. I just would walk. I would go to school, but I just walk around the classrooms and then just be a class clown idiot, whatever, not retain anything and just not take tests or do homework ever or anything. I went to school every day, but I just didn't do anything. And so I was kind of like, remember out in the 80s, there were secretaries?
Yep.
They would just go there and they like just fix the pencils. And then you're like, are you really doing anything? It's like, sometimes I have to show cleavage to my boss. And that was like, that's what I was doing. I was showing cleavage, but they're like, you got to go somewhere else. So I went to a technical school in the Hampton, New Haven line, Eli Whitney, and they let me play basketball. I was decent at basketball. So like, well, you can come here, whatever. But I was like the one white kid there. And I got through the sophomore year again. And then I went to my junior year, and at the beginning of it, I got too rowdy for them. And that made my dad unhappy. My dad said, you're going to come live with me, because he goes, if you're being, as he put it, you're being worse than black people. But he used another word. And we went to a meeting, and he kind of said it to them too. And they're like, well, we're also black people. We're educators.
Holy shit.
So I went with him to Derby, lived with him, went to Derby High, where I was the world's tallest man at 5'11", because Derby's nothing but people that look like Danny DeVito, and that's just the women. And so I went to that school, and then after a year of that, and was going to go into my senior year, my dad and I had a falling out, and he's like, get out. So I had to leave there. And Cheshire High was like, we'll take you back. And then I went back to Cheshire High and finished off there.
Wow.
It ended up being in the same grade as my younger brother. And my brother and sister were not pleased because I was this black sheep, crazy person. And they were very great students and super respected. And here comes two friends of mine when I left sophomore year, two buddies of mine, Paul Carenza and Pat Corbett, thought it'd be funny to tell a lot of people that I went to prison. And I was in juvie for a while. So when I came back, I had this reputation that I didn't even know I was going to have. And people feared me. And I was like my height at 160 pounds. But people are like, this guy's trouble. And like people are like, there was these 3 white kids, 1 Indian kid, and the 1 black kid. And they were called themselves the Cheshire Posse. And they were like, you need to be in our gang. I go, I just came from an all black school. You guys shouldn't even joke about this. Like whatever little Cheshire Posse thing you are, it is very cute. And I would rub them on their heads. Like, you have an Indian kid in it. We have 2. I'm like, that's great. And so I was like that kid who was feared. So I was helpful for that. But it got me like girlfriends right away. They're like this bad boy. And I'm like, I'm just this dork that just didn't listen. I wasn't really a bad boy. I didn't really do anything tough. But yeah, so school was nothing more. I never got anything out of it except for like running around and going to Burger King a lot. I would just leave and go to Burger King and then come back with Burger King.
Wow.
That was kind of like my entire story of when I returned from the Marine Corps and then got a motorcycle, because I was like around this different group of people.
You were like Kelly from the Bad News Bears.
And they kind of thought they were like badass, but I was like just in the Marines. I was allegedly probably murdering people. I mean, I won't go into that, but so like, I don't know. It was just like, no, dude, I'm really crazy.
To the murder.
We should totally go to the murder.
You brought up murder.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, the only time we almost murdered somebody was when we were working, because I worked on ejection seats, and for some reason
Dave worked on erection seats when
like,
he was the world's largest man.
We would have
his seat
we had our aircraft and we had different squadrons, so we sent it to a different squadron and they ripped it apart to inspect it for some reason, so they could, that's how it was. Like everything was so redundant, but it's good. It's like way safer than civilian flying. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
but anyway,
that's what we did with Gary Munier squad.
Flying civilian.
I hated squad goals. Remember when people would post that? They just show the Golden Girls. Oh, by the way, it was Betty White's birthday. Fucking die, you stupid bitch.
How old is Betty White?
At all. Stop it. B. Arthur was so much better than you. You fuck. Anyway, go ahead.
How close is she to the century mark?
We sent she's like 890,
99, I believe.
She's got to be close.
She's older than refrigerated or freezers inside.
Wow. That's why she's such a cold
She's
bitch.
99.
Yeah, so what was I talking about again? Marine Corps?
Yep. You're talking about how you almost killed a guy.
So we sent the plane over to get and they took it apart, and they noticed that one of the seats, the ejection seats, was like all fucked up. Like it would have, if somebody needed it or like something, they would have died. So we're like, ooh, and we weren't sure who it was, but I was definitely a part of that crew. I don't know if I was working on that seat, but whatever. And then we had a guy shoot off a part of the canopy because like
yeah, he did.
The canopies were removed.
Part of my canopy.
There's an actuator actually looked like a giant cock, and it would shoot off the canopy. And the canopies are off the plane. We were working on them, and somebody was.
I can send you a picture of my pants if you want to compare.
And he hooked up the air to the wrong line, and it blew the canopy cylinder, and it's like a giant
and it was
metal thing
everywhere.
And it went across the hangar, and it like took a chunk out of cement. If somebody was there, it would have killed them. But it
took a chunk of cement.
He wasn't in the Navy.
Interesting time. I was on a carrier though. It was
AT&T.
Crazy.
That was your carrier.
I think we should.
How much does it cost overseas to pay someone to blow your canopy?
Oh, that's a fair question.
In dollars and rupees.
in trafficked people.
2.5.
Like
that's
half
where
a
the show
bar?
2.5 Men came from.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, give me something that looks like Charlie Sheen, give me a fat boy, and give me an emaciated man. There you go. That show sucked.
It really did.
And I watched it a lot when it was on syndication. Because it was just odd.
Time too.
That was before you could watch other stuff. It's like 6 o'clock. It's 2.5 Men time. Like, all right.
Yeah.
You'd watch it to see what kind of piece of ass Charlie would bring in. You're like, all right.
It was.
And I like the fat maid.
Yeah, she was the best part, Bertha.
Yeah, she was like better Mimi from Drew Carey.
Yeah. I like
that was a
now.
thing
I don't
that you
remember
just
the
got a fat white woman to be sassy. And I'm sure black women are like, those are our jobs. What are you doing? I'm taking our jobs. We're supposed to be fat and sassy. I had fat black sassy ladies come to work today, and we're selling Christmas trees are on clearance, the fake trees. They're 90% off. So like a $220 tree, you can get for like $22. And these two fat black ladies are like trying to get every Christmas deal possible. They're like, how much this? How much this? And I'm like, well, ma'am, it's 90% off. It's very cheap. Like, please scan. I'm like, all right. And then they would scan each thing, go, no. And then, yep, no. And then one lady goes, I like to like take these things and sell them. And I'm trying to get rid of the Christmas trees. I'm like, all right, well, between you and me, you mind hustling a little bit? She goes, you know I hustle, man. And I was like, all right, I don't know you, but okay. I just guessed from your race that you. But anyway, so we have these Christmas trees, and if you buy them for like $22, you can go on eBay and sell them for $250. And she goes, ooh, I'm listening. Should I go buy them now? I go, or you can come back if you need more room and you get them for it. She goes, well, what if I can't sell them? I go, we will not take them back as a return. They're 90% off, so you can't return them. But if you can't sell them to anyone, first of all, that's on you. I thought you were a good hustler. I guess you're not good in the hood, whatever. But if you can't do it, then you just have a Christmas tree for next year that you only paid $22 for. And you give them to other people. Like, here you go. They think you're being nice. And she goes, ooh, I like your style. You hustle. And then one lady goes, what kind of discount you get working here? I go, before you go any further, we're not allowed to do this. We have already signed a thing saying that we can't buy things from here under 90% off plus our discount. Basically, you'd hand me $5 and then I'd sell it for money. No, they don't let us do that on eBay. She goes, I was about to get a job. I'm like, no, you weren't. We wouldn't have hired you, sassy black woman. Yeah. So anyway, so that fat
What is the
fat
employee
white
discount?
lady on 2.5 Men was good.
How much do you get for the employee discount?
It depends. During COVID time, we had gotten like almost 30%, but now I think it's 20% normally. You know,
That's not bad.
it's good for like little things like groceries and snacks and dumb shit like that. Just I spend whatever, and it's all good. Mostly when people get their break, most of the people that work there just get a Slim Jim and a fucking iced tea, and then they pay like $1. That seems to be the health meal of Big Lots. All these people just sit in a room 15 minutes, eat 2 Slim Jims in some Charleston chews, and then suck down Gatorade. And I'm like, you're gross.
Ew. Gator's like antifreeze. There's like I think there's aluminum or something in one of them, or one of the dyes.
Well, then what the fuck is in a Charleston chew? Because that was. When did that even start being made?
I totally forgot to tell you. I have to tell you this. I heard this, and I'm pretty sure it's true. I did not research it for myself, but I heard it from a legitimate source that doesn't spout a lot of nonsense. But any major
breaking news.
Any of the major brands of like candy and all this stuff like Reese's, all this crap, and a lot of this food that has flavor enhancers, some of it has actual baby fetuses.
Oh yeah,
fetuses, because they use like the stem cell, whatever, blah blah. But they use it as, so they're getting us. It's like Soylent Green. You know, people are whatever for whatever reason. Maybe they're making money off it, but it appears to be that we're eating our own cells when we all go to get Reese's delicious candy. So I just thought I'd let that stick in your head.
Charleston was a candy bar consisting of flavored nougat covered in chocolate flavored coating. It was created
that is not fucking nougat.
By the Fox Cross Candy Company, founded by stage actor Donnelly Cross and his friend Charlie Fox. The candy
that is
was
not
named after
nougat.
the Charleston, a popular dance at the time.
Bullshit.
And
that
is a popular thing to do.
I heard if you give her the Charleston chew, she'll be yours forever. You give her the
I thought it was named after the one Asian person in Charleston, South Carolina. Oh, it's me, Charleston Chew. I live here a long time. I work at golf course and I trim the bushes. I Charleston Chew.
He was the laundry guy, Pat. Come on. The laundry guy. The first
laundry. I do it all. I built a railroad.
Let's move to Charleston and open up a laundry place or a dry cleaner. Charleston Chew.
Oh, maybe that is.
Dave,
nougat.
should we move to Charleston and open up a tow truck company and become priests?
What will we call it? Charleston Tow?
We call it Fuck You, Dave.
We don't screw altar boys, but we will screw your car onto the.
I have to.
A long bumper.
I have to admit something. I was really offended because Charleston Chew is disgusting, and I thought nougat was awesome. So I had to look up nougat. Apparently, I was wrong. That is what nougat is.
What?
That disgusting, gross shit inside of a Charleston Chew.
It's in a lot of candy.
Yeah, but Charleston Chew is terrible. Like other
but there's just
candies
different
have
versions
You
meat.
ever have
of
a
it, dude.
frozen one?
Frozen Charleston Chew.
Yeah, they're pretty good when they're frozen.
What about a
Eh,
cock? Have you ever eaten a frozen cock, Dave?
Frozen cock? Like a Hungry
Like, do
Man
you mean
dinner?
like the man was cold and Dave heated him up with his mouth? Like
Yeah,
actual
exactly.
or do you mean like a frozen, like Walt Disney's cock?
Yeah, Walt Disney's cock. Have you ever
Or
tasted
Ted
Walt
Williams' cock? Or Han Solo's cock?
Yeah, there you go.
Those are the frozen cocks I know.
He just
Cock
walks
Did
Solo.
in.
Burrito shoot first in that scenario?
What?
Ooh.
Can't shoot when you're cold. Your balls got to get warmed up so you can fire. You got to need a nice hince mouth to get on there and fucking take care of that.
You can't shoot your frozen.
They call Dave's
incriminate.
mouth the microwave because it heats up a lot of fucking wieners.
A microwave
I liked.
Dave Hints. Johnson Jones.
You got to be frozen or just chili.
Dave is the sexiest bitch in Alaska. He loves that
Counting the
frozen
women.
cock. They have 300 words for snow and 20 words for Dave's mouth.
One word for cock.
It's penis.
They have 20,000 words for Dave's mouth.
They don't even have the word cock. They're like, yeah, we just call it penis. We're not bad folk.
Come to
I
Alaska.
wonder how much gay sex happens in Alaska, place like that, just out of warmth. It's not even gay. It's not even prison. It's just like, I'll be warm if I work it out of this guy's
I
butt.
guess we're cuddling.
Yeah, I'd stay cold. I like a cuddle, but I like the whole reason why
It's
I
like
like a
a-
cuddle is that I'm feeling a woman's body.
A cuddle
Right.
cuddle buddy with benefits, I guess it would be.
I can just hold myself.
You just
Hold
buy a
on.
dog.
Do you know they told us that?
Wait,
in the
wait,
Marine
wait.
Corps?
No, Brandon.
Cuddle with
Alright.
the dog.
Brandon,
Yes.
you don't cuddle with a dog.
You buy a dog.
No, a
And the
dog,
dog-
lays at the bottom of the bed, but you don't like hold it and spoon with a fucking dog, do you?
If it's a
Well,
giant
you
dog.
do
why
if you're
not?
you do if you're
Well,
single.
wait, Brandon, you hold it like a fucking
dude.
lady?
Dude,
Yeah, why not?
Pat, you
Because
were
it's
on
a
the wrong
fucking
side of
dog.
this.
What are you doing?
I
The
love
fact
dogs
that,
though.
Yeah, I
I
feel
can-
like
I
the
s-
fact that you don't
I-
spoon a
I
dog
love
means you're a
pizza. I
monster.
don't fucking hold it and put my cock near it.
Are you sure?
Well,
I
you
cuddle
should
with my
try that
cat like
too.
that.
Thing, and you rub against it, your Johnson's gonna get hard.
John...
You're gonna be like me and
all right, all right.
khakis.
Well,
That's
That's what
Yeah.
cuddling's all about. The spoon's all about getting the piece moving.
that's all right. There's some truth to that, but not every time.
and with a dog, I mean, if the
Yeah.
dog's
Neither
hot,
one of
maybe.
you are parents, but when
what kind of
when
dog are we
parents
talking
say-
about?
That's a
they
fair
cuddle with
question,
your kids?
Brandon.
Are we
Depends
talking
on
about
the
like,
breed
cuddle.
of
I'm like,
dog.
explain how you cuddle with your kid.
Are we
I put my arm around my kid or my kid can lay their head on my shoulder, but I don't spoon my kid. Like, you shouldn't spoon folks unless you were trying to fucking diddle their nether.
I didn't say a kid.
I
Yeah.
just did a whole thing, but you guys don't know how to fucking not talk over me. So like I just did a whole thing saying other parents. Not I said you two. I literally said you two don't know this because you don't have kids. But I hear parents say I cuddle with my kids. I go, please be clear on how you do this. You're supposed to like let your kid rest on you, but you don't spoon your motherfucking kids.
Oh yes, point taken. You were right.
But there are fuckers who spoon their kids.
Well, when they're
If
big.
they're your stepkids, then it's fine. Because according to porn.
There are fuckers
make
who
sure
do
you post
worse,
it on your-
unfortunately.
Ugh. Ugh.
People that fuck
so-
their real kids, I guess. I don't think it's as
Yeah.
popular as they say. Who
I
made
hope
the first
not.
move?
My
Like a
kid was looking at me
consensual-
sexy.
Like mother son.
The step kids.
Oh,
No, real.
Oh,
I'm
the
talking
real
real.
kids. Probably.
The
I mean,
mother.
probably the mom. Yeah.
She walks
Who
in
makes
on
the
them
move?
jerking. You think that's a real sin? Like, most plots come from a real place.
You just leave the door open. Oops.
Kids jerking off. The mom comes in and goes, "Hey, you need a little help." That doesn't happen anywhere. She goes, "Shut the door," and I'm not doing the sheets. That's what happened. People don't fuck their.
I'm tired of washing your socks. This is so much easier.
I mean, I'm not, listen, real quickly, if anyone's watching this and going, "Hey, Pat, I was raped by my family," I'm not joking about that. Once again, what the fuck? That's an awful thing, and I'm sorry. I'm talking about when you hear about somebody who's like, I know two people, I don't both, I know the girl, but I don't know the guy, but they were raised together as stepbrother and sister, and I think they're married now. Like, they used to bathe together as kids, and now they're like, I think they have a child.
I don't know how I feel about
That's
that.
fucking weird.
Yeah. It's not.
does it work though? Are they getting along?
Yeah, I mean, if they're
shit, are they
happy about
happy?
it.
I don't really ask a lot of questions.
I hear what you're
I haven't
saying.
talked
It
to
is
them
a
in
little
years.
weird.
I don't know, but I'm sure
It's not like what's his name, Woody Allen. That's a really creepy situation.
it worked out.
What, raising a girl as your daughter and then marrying her?
Yeah.
But they're
Yeah.
in love. I think they're still together.
That's
It
so
really
funny.
worked out. I mean, like,
She was like an Asian,
he should give
adopted
lessons.
baby. You know
right,
what I mean?
but he basically got her as a mail order bride.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think that one's a little different.
He should give
I don't think
lessons
he
on
ever
grammar.
intended on raising her. I think he was in date mode the whole time. If your name's Woody, it's not going to go. You're an adult and your name's Woody. You're not doing great. I mean, I enjoy some movies of Woody Harrelson, but that guy went way off the deep end for a while and had some issues. If you're named Woody, you're a weirdo. That's a thing.
Well, it's the same
You
thing
have a
as
fucking nickname. Because neither one of them, I don't think you look it up. I don't think either one's real
was
name
just
is
about to.
Woodrow.
I was
There's
just
no
about to
Jew
echo that.
named Woodrow.
I know Woody in real life, and it's he's lovely guy. We'll just say,
Yeah, I'm sure.
what a great guy.
Does he run?
I mean, he's a
does
good
he know
dude.
me from rugby?
Wow.
He's a good guy. He's
Allen's
actually a
real
really
name?
good guy, but it's just like his life's
Oh no, it's a sibling.
not that I can compare, but you know it is. But yes, it fits in with the Woody. The only good Woody was Tom Hanks.
Yeah, but that was a toy.
Yep,
Name a
wasn't even a
toy
real
Woody.
person.
What's Woody Allen's real
Woody Allen was born Alan Stewart Koenigsberg.
Man, that's
Woody
Jew.
Harrelson. Yeah.
That name makes Hitler rise up. Spin in his grave like, God damn it, motherfucker, Jesus.
Ironically, Woody Allen's real
His
name.
middle name was Cohen?
I missed it.
No, you said it.
I was on. Well, I switched pages. I was looking up Woody Harrelson's real name.
I hope it's also Alan Cohen Berkowitz, whatever the fuck you said. See, when I look it up, it doesn't say his real name. Did you know Woody Allen was married 3 times?
I did not know that.
I knew
I
it was
can't
at
find
least
Woody
twice,
Harrelson's real
so
name. I
3
think it's
doesn't
his real name.
doesn't surprise me.
Sun Yi is the one
Yep.
he's been married with since 1997.
They just might make it.
And he's 85 now, by the way.
How old is Sun Yi?
Not 85.
That's
Probably not even
So hot.
58.
She's not even like close to attractive.
no.
She's 50.
Wow.
Born in 1970. She has 2 children. That names I can't pronounce.
So Woody Allen and her had kids.
So it's funny, like when they name her parents, they don't name him. Her parents are Mia Farrow and Andre Previn.
Sun Yi Previn is the adopted daughter of actress Mia Farrow and musician Andre Previn.
No, and the way they put it is Sun Yi Previn is notable for her relationship with Alan, who was her mother's boyfriend for over 10 years. You know what? Then it's not bad.
When you say it like that, yeah.
Mother's
but-
boyfriend, you hear about that in life. I think that's a weird move.
A little weird, I'll say. We'll say a little weird.
Let's go weirder. Mia Farrow is not her mother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Mia Farrow might have been in
Her
on
name's
it.
not Rhea Farrow. It's Mia Farrow. She's not.
How old was she when they adopted her?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you, Dave.
I don't know the answer to it.
I'm looking at it.
So I'll talk more about education really quick. I think that people shouldn't be in despair that you could actually homeschool your children. People are doing it now, obviously more than ever, but you can actually do it yourself, because even if you were somebody who's functioning and built a life for yourself, you could just show your child how you did that. At least you don't have to make them just memorize random facts and bullshit,
Anyone who actually wants to do something with their life and educate themselves can do it. It's easier now than it ever was. And motherfuckers like George Washington Carver did it back when they had books and it was illegal for them to read. So
Yeah, if you
Whatever.
want to do
Don't
something,
worry, we're going there soon
you're driven,
again.
you do it. Like Previn
Exactly.
has said that Alan was never any kind of father figure to her, and added that she never had any dealings with him during her childhood. The findings of the judicial investigation carried out during the custody trial between Alan and Farrow determined that before 1990, they had rarely ever spoken to each other. According to Previn, her first friendly interaction with Alan took place when she was injured playing soccer during 11th grade, and Alan offered to transport her to school. Following her injury, Previn began attending New York Knicks basketball games with Alan.
It was the moment she scraped her knee. He put the Band-Aid on, but before he did, he blew on it.
Yep. And he came in her and went, "Goal! Goal!"
And that's the moment she knew she was in love.
He leaned in and he said, "Unless you want me to cut this leg off, you're my new girlfriend." And she was like, okay.
In January 92, Farrow found nude photos of Previn in Alan's home. Alan, then 56, told Farrow that he had taken the photos the day before, approximately 2 weeks after he and Previn had first had sexual intercourse. Woody didn't give a fuck.
How old was she then?
Yeah, that's the day after I fucked the girl that's supposed to be our daughter.
Yeah, how old was she when he fucked her? When he had those pictures? Was she legal?
Yeah, because if she was born in 70, this is 92.
Okay.
22. So totally, that's the first time he had to admit to it. So he was definitely banging her before then.
Farrow contends that she broke off a relationship with Alan in 92 following her discovery. Yeah, I think that's it. You got naked pictures of my kid and you fuck it. I'm out.
I think what happened was it was a 3-way relationship, and then Mia Farrow just got edged out, and then she played this card.
What was the last thing Mia Farrow did?
Woody Allen.
Previn's husband. Mia Farrow. What the hell did she do?
She acted a little bit.
Yeah, she did like stuff and then stopped. That's what I'm asking. What
she was trying to save the rest of her kids from getting fucked. She was married to Frank Sinatra.
That must have been hard.
From 66 to 68.
Were those the good Sinatra years, or were those like the height of his?
No, I think earlier than that, right?
I don't remember.
I wasn't alive.
At least the 50s, I think, right?
Let's see about Sinatra.
I would say 50s.
She first gained notice for her role as Allison Mackenzie in the television soap opera Peyton Place from 64 to 66. Her credited feature film debut in Guns at Batasi earned her a Golden Globe Award. She was married to Frank Sinatra, whom she married when she was 21, so she should fucking get it.
Yeah, right.
Farrow's portrayal of Rosemary Woodhouse in the horror film Rosemary's Baby earned her a nomination for a BAFTA Award and a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress. She received a third Golden Globe nomination for her role in John and Mary in 1969.
How many times do you think Frank Sinatra slapped her?
They're only married for 2 years.
A day. Like how many times a day do you think he just smacked her?
I don't think he was even around.
Oh, when he was around. How many times do you think he just like told her to shut up and do what's good for her if she knows good?
No, I think it's the opposite. I think he would just ignore her and then like bring other women over.
Could you imagine living with Frank during the senile years where he slapped you and then forgot, so he slapped you again?
Would Frank slap people?
I don't know.
I was just thinking of the what was it, Joe Piscopo interpretation or the impression of him?
Joe Piscopo left his wife for his babysitter, so he really shouldn't make many jokes.
Yeah.
I met her when when he did Joker's Wild. She came. She was like, "Well, I'm his manager now." I'm like, "Hun, does your mom have to tell you who you're fucking? Like, how do you even know who he is?"
Is being Joe Piscopo's manager a step up from being his babysitter?
Well, it was just a better way.
It's a lateral
wasn't
move.
Watching the kid. She wasn't managing shit. Like he called us. Like,
Does she still watch the kid?
No, she was told to get away from the kids once she started fucking the Joe.
Brandon,
since the 2000s, Farrow has made occasional appearances on television, including a recurring role on Third Watch from 2001 to 2003. Nice. She also had supporting parts in films such as The Omen, 2006, Be Kind, Rewind in 2008, and Dark Horse 2011. Farrow has dedicated significant periods to raising her adopted and biological children, and she had taken part in humanitarian efforts abroad, particularly human rights in African countries. So no, she ain't done shit since 2011.
So she's fucking natives.
Exactly. She did that one thing, got the BAFTA, and then never did anything else.
Every time they say it's humanitarian and they're helping other people, they're most times, guys, like 90% of times they're fucking them over. It's,
they're eating babies.
Yeah, just like us. I'm going to get a Reese's after this, so I'm excited.
Oh man, you know, I
Eat
didn't.
some dead babies. It's good for your face, though. I heard for your.
I didn't. I didn't want one, but you started talking about it.
I
You
know,
I do.
right? Doesn't it make you hungry?
For babies.
It's the end of the world, and
We've covered nothing.
Civilization.
No.
Here's the thing.
So maybe that
here's
is
what I think what school is. Okay, what school should be. I've said this before. I believe that with schools, we do college too early. I think, yeah, if you're going to have us go through a school system, that's fine. I think after that, we should work different jobs and learn things because you don't know what you want when you're 17, 18 years old. You might think you do. You might have parents influencing you, but you don't know what you're good at. You haven't learned life experiences. Work jobs, do things. Go for about 5 years of doing things like that. And then discover what you love, what you want to do, whatever. And then go to school like when you're about 30. Because you'll have money to kind of pay for it because you worked on it, and then you have to, destroy. This couldn't really happen because then they wouldn't get all your money from the loans and all that and fuel all these dumb things. But in the world where I'm not looking at like big business controlling, I'm just talking about like education. If we went to college and we were 30 or chose not to, because we're like, hey, we found this job, this thing we do, this trait we have, we can make money off that. But if you choose to go to school at 30, you take it way more seriously. You've gotten your partying out of the way when you were younger anyway, not when you're trying. You shouldn't be keg partying and fucking going to college to develop your life at the same fucking time. It's a weird thing we do. So at 30, you do that. You go to school, you got your shit together. You learn how to do it. You go to school, you learn exactly what you want to do. You learn that trade or you master that thing, whatever it is. And then when you're done, you've got yourself set up for life. And then you get married. Then you have kids. You're still old enough, but you still fueled your thing. We would be better as people and smarter and more driven that way, but they wouldn't do that because they can trick you at 18 to get all your fucking money. They can't trick you at 30.
Yeah, for sure. And I'd like to say that I love that. I think it's a great model, but I think we should force the women to still go when they're 18. So then when you're 30, you could fuck all the 18-year-olds.
No.
No, I think that's not a bad idea. I just think the kids, though, I really believe that people should be having kids younger, and I understand.
Like Woody Allen.
Yeah. Exactly.
Kids younger.
Dude, we're eating them as babies. How much
Pat
younger can we have them?
Pat gets it.
I had my kids in my mid-20s.
Yeah, I think it's a better
I didn't have
idea.
them too early, but didn't have them too late.
I just think more people need to start having kids because we're facing a population crisis, even though in the media you hear it the other way around. Yeah, but they're not having them like they used to either. They have
they
two
are.
now.
We're just not hearing about it because
2 or 3. It's like, come on, man. Oh, they're all having abortions, so you can
come
put
to my
them in a
job during the day.
Reese's.
They all have kids. There's 30 of them in a cart.
Podophiles is brought to you by Reese's delicious dead baby parts, and Brandon's gonna go get one right after the show.
Nice. That sounds like Dave's joke about Five Guys.
Five Guys.
I've been working on a new joke.
6 Guys?
No, it's about this towing.
No, that's Dave. That's Dave's biography.
5 Guys brought a friend.
I said that as you was saying it. Come on. No. Yeah. All right. There you go. It was 6 Guys. See, I nailed it.
Next week, we can actually talk about schools again and actually get Dave's opinion on it. We could talk about real stories of school, our experience. We really didn't do that. We really, for some reason, covered Woody Allen.
Just like Sunyi.
That's what we do at Podophiles. We just have fun.
For any reason, anyone's listening to this, they got this far, but they want to hear more about schooling, hit me up at brandon@comedyall.com. And
let's do it on the podcast so they can watch our show. They don't need to hit you up. They need to learn from us. Tune in next week for more schooling.
Oh, yeah. Tune in next week for more schooling, and I will teach you about the loan scam system.
We'll talk about how bad schools are by Brandon being a teacher.
And why college is more expensive because anybody can get a loan. Everybody has to be approved.
I think
Therefore,
Brandon just did the white power symbol while he said that.
No, that's not the white power symbol.
That's not the white power. This is the. Is that really the white power symbol?
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
It's not the white power symbol. They're claiming on the media that it's the white power symbol, but even the swastika is just a cross that they just like did me. It's like a 4.
I thought they stole that from Hinduism.
I think it's like the Hitler salute or whatever, but I don't.
I'm just trying to see if I can get Brandon.
They're LARPing.
KKK.
They get 3. They get like 3 people.
So how do you say okay?
That are actors to do this stuff, and then everyone's like, "Oh, it's white supremacy." It's like it's all division stuff, man. We got to work on
Dave.
getting together.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can't.
No, that's
You
how you
can't
say
do that
it.
across-
You asked me how you say okay.
You can't do that across a crowded room. Like you gotta let someone know that you got it.
They realize no one's ever
Hey.
said okay for real.
It's actually, you know what it is? It's actually a mudra.
It's all sarcastically.
What the fuck's a
Okay.
mudra?
A mudra is what's a good way to explain what a mudra is quickly? It's a hand symbol, and it's just a way to touch different fingers because they're connected to different parts of your bodies and different chakras.
I think my camera broke.
For the
I got a
audience
spinning
anyway.
butthole.
So when people meditate, they'll touch different things, and when people speak also, if you watch politicians speak, they actually do this a lot. They do this, and then when they talk, when they want to make a point, they'll close it like that. That's why I was doing it, because you really seal your point home when people are watching you talk. So that's really what it is. But I guess Trump probably does it because he knows he's
Can
an
you guys hear me?
influencer. So they're probably saying it's the
Dave
white
became a
power center.
butthole again.
Yeah, I got the spinning. Can you hear me though?
Again? I thought you just maintained. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. All right. So that's it.
No, we can't.
Just
Shut up. Just kidding.
showing you my good side.
That's right.
Anyway,
We're gonna
guys,
end the show now.
morelawsmoreproblems.com is my website. It's where you can go. I'm working on a book, and it should be out soon. I'm actually going to work on a Kickstarter. I think, what was that? Well, yeah, we'll talk about it after really quickly, Alistair. But so if you want to hear more, come hit me up there, morelawsmoreproblems.com. Pat,
Please follow us on YouTube, Podophiles YouTube channel, and follow my YouTube channel, the Pat Oates channel as well. Dave, anything?
Just,
like the
my
video,
butthole.
guys. Thumbs up. Hit the like button every time. Every video. Go back and just hit the like on every
Well,
video.
that, just subscribe to the fucking channel.
And subscribe.
comment if you're not a douchebag.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
There you go. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Woody Allen.
Hey, Brandon, I
Bye.
turned invisible too.
Yeah, thank God.